Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our NSTP 1 subject. For today's class, we'll be having our lesson 2 discussion, which is about the community and civic responsibility. So, this is a very important topic because it will help us understand what it really means to be a part of community and how can we become responsible citizens of our country. So, for our learning objectives, by the end of this lesson, students should be able to first define community and civic responsibility. Second is to explain the importance of civic participation in society. Third is to identify ways to actively contribute to the community. Fourth is to analyze the effects of civic responsibility on social order and development. Fifth is to reflect on your personal role as a responsible citizen. Sixth is to demonstrate practical ways to fulfill civic duties. And lastly is to understand the historical and legal basis of civic responsibilities in the Philippines. So, for the part one, this is about understanding the concept of community. So, when we say community, this is simply a group of people living in the same area or sharing the same interests, goals, or values. Halimbawa, our barangay, our town, our city is considered a geographical community. Pero meron ding mga tinatawag na interest-based or virtual communities tulad na lang ng school organizations, yung mga volunteer groups, o kaya naman yung mga online communities. Now, ano nga ba yung katangian ng isang matatag na komunidad? Paano ba natin masasabi na ang isang community ay strong? No? The first one, there must be mutual cooperation and respect. So, kung walang respeto, syempre wala ring mangyayaring pagtutulungan. Pangalawa, there should be shared values and norms. Ito yung common rules and beliefs na sinusunod ng lahat. And pangatlo, there should be active participation. So, ibig sabihin, lahat ay nakikilahok no, sa mga gawain ng komunidad, sa mga gawain ng barangay, hindi lang iilan. Kailangan talaga dapat ay lahat nakiki-cooperate. So if we look back at the history, no, makikita natin na even during pre-colonial times, the concept of community was already very important. So noon pa lang, no, sa barangay system, nagtutulungan na yung mga tao. They help each other during harvest, they defended their communities together, and they work as one. So you see, civic responsibility is not new, hindi ito bago, matagal nang merong responsibility in terms of civic. No, and it has always been part of our Filipino culture. So for the part two, civic responsibility, what do we mean by this one? Civic responsibility refers to our duties and obligations as citizens to contribute to the welfare and development of society. So kung may rights tayo bilang mamamayan, may kaakibat din itong duties. Okay? So, hindi puwedeng puro karapatan lang ang meron ka tapos ayaw nating gampanan yung mga obligasyon natin. Dahil yan ay, kumbaga ay kambal, 'no, o kaya ay parang anino. Kung merong tao, merong anino. So, kung may rights tayo bilang mamamayan, may kaakibat din itong duties. Now, why is civic responsibility important? Number one, it promotes peace and order. So, imagine, kung walang susunod sa batas or kung walang batas na sinusunod, syempre, chaotic ang mundo, chaotic ang isang bansa, chaotic ang isang barangay. No? Puro chaos, puro problema ang mangyayari. That's why there are rules in order to have peace and order. Number two, it encourages participation in governance. So, hindi lang leaders yung gumagalaw, kundi pati mga ordinary citizens, ordinaryong mamamayan ay meron ding boses. Number three, it helps solve problems in the community. So, kapag nakikilahok ang lahat, mas madali yung solusyon. And number four, it builds trust and cooperation among citizens. So, legally, meron din tayong legal basis, no? Naka-base ito sa ating Philippine Constitution at iba't iba pang mga ordinansa. Our civic duties include paying taxes, voting during elections, protecting the environment, and joining community programs. So, I know marami mga Pilipino ngayon, mga Filipino citizens, no? or citizens in the Philippines na ayaw na magbayad ng tax dahil sa nangyayari recent issue or still ongoing issue about the ghost flood control projects. So maraming mga opinion or mga sentiments na can we just pause paying taxes kasi yung 12% VAT sa bawat kilos mo, sa bawat bili mo, sa bawat product, service na kailangan mo, merong binabawas diyan na 12% tax. And kung hindi naman talaga napupunta sa mga karapat-dapat na mga proyekto, napupunta lang naman sa bulsa ng mga taong sobra ang pagkalulong sa pera 'no, sobra yung ganid. Actually, the very first question that raised my mind during this, yung nai-issue pa lang 'no, hindi pa putok na putok yung issue, yung naglalabasan pa lang, nag-start pa lang. My question is, paano kaya nakakatulog itong mga taong ito? Ano, paano kaya sila nagkakaroon ng mahimbing na tulog knowing na ginagawa nila yung mga bagay na hindi tama, na nagnanakaw sila ng pera na hindi naman sa kanila. Now imagine they have numerous luxury cars, they have private planes, ang dami nilang, um, mga nararanasan dahil sa pagkuha ng pera hindi naman talaga nararapat para sa kanila. And yung mga small people, yung mga maliliit na tao sa lipunan ay nagkakandahirap para lang matustusan yung pagkain araw-araw. Pero sila kung kumain sila sa labas, umaabot ng 100,000 yung bill nila. Imagine that, 'no? Grabe. So, yung idea na sana daw i-pause muna ang pagbabayad ng tax, I know it is actually valid because of what is happening in the Philippines, but I don't think that would be possible. Okay? So, let's continue. Aside from civic duties natin na pagbabayad ng tax, pagboto during election, no, pag-protect sa environment, and we also have joining community program. So dapat as members of the society or members of the community, dapat tayo ay lumalahok sa mga community programs. And always remember that every time we vote, every time we segregate our trash, every time we follow rules in the barangay, these are all forms of civic responsibility. And for our part 3, these are ways to participate in community life. So, paano tayo makikilahok sa komunidad? There are many ways. Number 1 is volunteering. Pwede tayong sumali sa clean-up drive, sa mga literacy programs, tree planting, or even feeding program. So, nung nagtanong ako sa inyo kung anong activity ang gusto nyo gawin, pinakamarami sabi na feeding program. So, magkakaroon tayo ng feeding program sa labas ng PWU school. I-schedule natin yan. Actually, meron na akong schedule. Isa-send ko na lang sa inyo yung groupings as well as the date. So, gagawin niyo yan during our face-to-face class and magkakaroon kayo ng output. Aside from the feeding program, kailangan ng evidence, of course, to support what you did. Pero nandun din naman ako, makikita ko kayo face-to-face. Makikita ko ang inyong program, feeding program, no? But I will require everyone to create 1 minute and 30 seconds Reels video about the feeding program. So, pwedeng isama nyo doon yung pagpe-prepare ninyo, pagbili ninyo ng materials, ng ingredients, hanggang sa maubos na um, yung halimbawa palugaw, pasopas o kaya pansit ninyo 'no. So puwede din naman na naka-time-lapse simula dun sa, unang binigyan ninyo, unang kumuha sa lamesa ng lugaw for example up until then. So puwede din gano'n, okay. So you have to post it in the Facebook account of one of the members and you have to tag me as well, okay. In that way, nakakapag-promote din kasi tayo sa through social media 'no, nakakapag-promote din tayo, nakaka-influence tayo ng mga tao to do the same, 'no. So they can actually see your output, how do you, try to give positive contribution to the community, okay? And then, number 2 is advocacy and participation, no? Attending barangay assemblies, sharing our opinions, and giving suggestions. And number 3 is awareness and education. Okay. For example, yung pagpapaalala mo sa mga kapitbahay about proper waste segregation or sharing information about health and safety. And number four is problem solving. Okay, so helping to identify issues in our barangay, katulad na simulan na natin sa pagbaha, no, flooding, ano pa ba, traffic, o kaya naman waste management, and of course, you have to propose solutions. Always remember that a civic responsibility doesn't always mean big actions. Sometimes the small and consistent actions we do make the biggest difference. Sabi nga, kahit maliliit na mga hakbang, basta consistent ka from day one, no, patuloy ka lang, ay magiging malaki yung contribution. In the future magiging, sama-sama yung mga small steps na yun, yung mga small actions na yun, and will turn into a big one. Okay? And for the part 4, this is civic responsibility in daily life. This time, let's make it more personal, no? Civic responsibility is not just about politics. This is not just about barangay projects. It is seen in our daily lives, sa pang-araw-araw nating buhay. Una, at home, no? When you help with chores, when you save water and electricity, when you respect family rules, that is responsibility. Next, at school, when you follow rules, okay? When you respect your teachers and classmates, and when you join school projects, that is also civic responsibility. And for the third bullet, that is community, no? Nagkaroon lang ng problem in terms of the text, but I already sent in our Google Classroom the copy of your handout last week pa, or last week, I believe, no? Pinahapyawan ko lang na explanation for you. Okay? So in the community, when you join barangay programs, when you report hazards, when we say hazards, ito yung posibleng makapagbigay ng delikadong sitwasyon, no? And then when you help your neighbors, those are all forms of civic responsibility as well. So, lagi nating naririnig na civic responsibility starts with small habits and grows into bigger contributions to society. Katulad lang din ng na-mention ko kanina, no? We start small, but eventually it will make a huge difference in the society we are living in. Next, we have historical and cultural perspective. So in our culture, we have the concept of bayanihan. Bayanihan is the tradition where neighbors help one another, carrying a bahay kubo, lending hands during farming, or helping each other during disaster. So walang kapalit, walang bayad, just pure service. So until now, no, buhay pa rin ang bayanihan spirit, lalo na noong COVID-19 pandemic, na kung ang isang pamilya ay meron namang mga sobrang pagkain na kayang itulong sa iba, nagkaroon tayo ng pantry na nakalagay sa table sa labas ng bahay, and the family who needs help can actually get one from those supplies, no? Isa-isa lang muna ng kuha para syempre makakuha din yung iba at mas marami tayong matulungan. What else? Ano pa bang bayanihan actions ng mga Pilipino? Kitang-kita natin yung mga pagvo-volunteer ng mga tao kapag merong kalamidad, no? When communities give relief goods, just like the pantry during the pandemic. O kaya naman kapag merong mga grupo ng mga youth, mga kabataan na gumagawa ng sariling proyekto, yung mga SK natin for the betterment of society. So this shows that civic responsibility is not just legal or political. It is part of our Filipino identity. And for the part 6, I included real-life case studies or yung mga real-life examples. Let me give some concrete examples. First one, students planting trees in a flood-prone barangay. That's civic responsibility. Next, a youth group organizing a health awareness seminar in a remote area. That's civic responsibility. And lastly, citizens reporting illegal construction that blocks drainage and may cause flooding. That's also civic responsibility. Kung napapansin ninyo, maraming baha sa example dahil napapanahon ang topic patungkol dyan. So we can clearly see civic responsibility is real, practical, and impactful. We also have the part 7, which is the key takeaway. No? Let's summarize everything in our lesson 2 or module 2. A community is not just a place, it is people connected by values and goals. Next, civic responsibility is the duty of every citizen to contribute to peace, order, and progress. And then we can practice civic responsibility in many ways through volunteering, through advocacy, through education, or even in our daily actions. And responsibility starts at home, in school, and in our barangay. And as Filipinos, the spirit of bayanihan reminds us that helping one another is part of who we are. Okay? So, for this module 2, I want you to always remember that being a responsible citizen is not just about knowing your rights. It is also about fulfilling your duties. So, every small action matters, whether it's helping at home, following rules at school, or joining programs in the barangay. So, lahat iyon ay merong epekto sa ating komunidad. And if each of us, if bawat individual fulfills our civic responsibilities, our communities will be stronger, safer, and more progressive. Okay, so that's it for our lesson 2. Let's proceed with our lesson 3.